Hello there! My name is Jamie from Supercool Pedals, and today it's my absolute pleasure to be introducing you to the newest pedal in the Supercool lineup, the ZIG-ZAG Analog Chorus-Vibrato. The ZIG-ZAG is the first modulation pedal within the Supercool lineup, and it's based on the legendary EHX small clone. And it's been a really long development journey to get here, but let me tell you, I'm thrilled at how this pedal turned out, and I really think you're gonna like it. So as the name implies, the ZIG-ZAG is in fact a true analog chorus and vibrato pedal, because it uses a real analog bucket brigade chip to generate those signature lush pitch modulation sounds. The first control to look at is the depth knob. This controls the amplitude of the modulation, or basically how much the modulated signal wavers. It varies from a super subtle quiver to an intense full semitone of swing. The second control is the speed knob, and this controls the frequency or rate of that modulation. And it can range from an almost imperceptible, kind of just a suggestion of a sway, all the way up to an intense manic pulse. And I tuned the ZIG-ZAG really carefully so that you can actually get a little bit faster of a rate setting than you do from most bucket brigade chorus pedals. So this switch changes the pedal mode from chorus to vibrato, presenting only the modulated signal, which is something that some analog chorus pedals can't do for a really good reason, because the bucket brigade chips tend to darken and color the repeat signal and make it less desirable for standalone use as a vibrato. But I spent a lot of time tweaking this circuit and making multiple generations of the pedal to finally get the modulated signal as noise-free and uncolored as possible, and I think it sounds pretty great. And to keep track of how you have your pedals set even when it's bypassed, this blue LED here is hooked up to the rate knob to give you a visual indication of your settings. So it makes it a lot easier to dial in those setting changes between songs on stage. Also, I think it looks cool and it's just fun. So let's take a listen to some of my favorite sounds that you can get out of the ZIG-ZAG. In chorus mode, you can put the depth right at noon and the rate a little past 1 to get one of the most famous and recognizable uses of analog chorus, the Come As You Are sound from Nirvana's Nevermind, which is an absolute classic and slightly unhinged use of this effect. So I love tape and lo-fi, and I love to use the ZIG-ZAG to emulate that lo-fi 4-track Tascam tape warble sound. So let's set the pedal to vibrato mode, put the depth at a pretty low intensity, and ramp up the speed all the way to get that shimmery wow and flutter vintage touch. Next, let's set the depth at 3/4 and bring the speed just back from noon to get an intense, slow chorus effect. I call this the C6 sound, and you can use it to get that rich, offbeat indie guitar sound. Now, chorus and flanger are actually really similar in design. They're both time-based effects, and you can just start to get into flanger territory with the ZIG-ZAG. You just have to set your depth at its highest setting and the speed as slow as possible, so it's just barely sweeping through the modulation effect. And you have that subtle, almost out-of-phase sound that's just about fixed, but gives your tone a kind of third dimension that pops out. It's great to use when you just want to make that guitar solo pop out of the mix a little bit more. The ZIG-ZAG uses true bypass switching, so unlike some of the classic pitch modulation pedals out there that use buffers, the ZIG-ZAG won't suffer from the dreaded tone suck when it's not in use. But if you like buffers, you can always grab a Supercool Buffula for dirt cheap and throw it in front or behind it. Just saying. And lastly, I want to talk about the design of the ZIG-ZAG. I designed it to be one of the most compact, full-featured analog chorus pedals out there, because for some reason a lot of them, as great as they are, can be pretty clunky, and pedal real estate can be a pretty competitive market these days. And I borrowed the visual elements from the most famous cigarette paper out there, and it's probably not my subtlest design in my Vice series of pedals, but I really couldn't shake how perfect the name and design exemplifies the chorus sound and feel. So I just went with it. Also, check out how awesome the bags are for this pedal. I put way too much effort into them because for some reason I just can't shake the weird belief that the more effort I put into the accessories, the better the pedals will sound. Well, that's it. I hope you love the sound of the ZIG-ZAG analog Chorus-Vibrato as much as I do. And it's now available for purchase directly from the Supercool website and on Reverb. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and check out some other videos and pedals while you're at it.